Welcome to AP Environmental Science. In this video, we are going to talk briefly about the differences between generalist and specialist species, and this of course corresponds with Module 17 in your textbook. Specialist species are pretty unique. They have a very narrow range of tolerance, and this leads to them having some pretty unique and specific adaptations. So for example, things like a koala has a very specialized diet. So it eats almost entirely eucalyptus leaves. Now, this is really great if you're in a habitat that has a bunch of eucalyptus trees. However, if there's a significant change in the habitat, that could have some pretty devastating consequences for specialist species. Specialist species are also more commonly found on islands, and that's also because islands tend to have some really unique habitats and unique environmental conditions. So when you have this unique specialized set of conditions, that requires a unique specialized type of animal in order to survive there. Giant pandas are another example of specialist species, and that's also because of their diet. So in general, specialist species have some unique adaptations that allow them to survive in a very narrow range of environmental conditions. Generalist species are the complete opposite of specialists. So generalist species are organisms that can live pretty much anywhere. So these have a wide ecological niche, and because they can live pretty much everywhere, they are far less likely to go extinct due to changes in their habitat and changes in the global climate. Generalist species are also pretty likely to become invasive species. So these generalist species could pretty easily, if they hitched a ride to a different location, they're probably able to survive in whatever conditions they find there. So things like cockroaches are able to live almost anywhere. All they need is a little bit of moisture, a little bit of a food source, and they eat a pretty wide variety of food, and that's all they need in order to survive. Raccoons are also considered generalist species. They eat a whole wide variety of food, and they can live both out in natural wild habitats, but they're also able to adapt and they're able to survive in urbanized habitats. So they really don't need a specific set of conditions in order to survive. So in summary, the category of species, so whether it's a specialist or generalist, really depends on the niche or niche of where that species can survive. So a species that has a larger range of conditions, so a larger range of tolerance, is going to be more likely to be a generalist species like a raccoon, whereas a species that has a very narrow range of ecological tolerance is going to most likely be a specialist species. Now I know that this may seem like a bit of a review or an overview, but if you do have any questions, please send them to me. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and I hope that you learned something as you watch the video.